margin on that. So you can see down the bottom right-hand corner, this partner being 82% gross margin, selling it like that. So his cost from us has only been $12,000, but the revenue he's produced is just over $70,000. So this is I think, an excellent example of leveraging all of the tools in our Partner Resource Center, using our core product, and then positioning and selling online backup the way we believe it should be, which is as a total business protection service. All right, on the screen here's just some other examples of white label material that we produce, but you can actually get a mock-up of what your product could look like from our team. So when you call in about the Kindle, ask about getting a mock-up done. And a mock-up is actually a marketing piece that is done to your brand with your logo that you can use to go out and prospect among your base. So if you don't want to commit to doing a webinar with your customers, at the very least call in and get mock-up done so you can distribute that among your customers. On the screen here's our vulnerability scanner, and this is an example of it being rebranded, or you can see the SOS version here at the bottom. Now, vulnerability scanner is another very cool tool we give to partners to let you prospect. So what it does is it very rapidly analyzes the computer it's on and comes back with how much data needs to be backed up. You can see here in the middle, on the PC this was running on, found 2,943 files across these 4 categories, 5 gigs of data, 4.65. So this tool, you can distribute this tool freely to all of your customers, get them to run this, give them the mock-up as well, give them the marketing collateral, and it then self-discovers data, which then feeds back to you and allows you to know, well, where's the opportunity, right? So from this interface, you can then rapidly determine among your customers who's got the most data that you can protect. Covered that. All right, so why SOS? Well, our technology is superior to anything else in the market. Our price point is excellent, and we really won't be beaten on price. Our delivery and support infrastructure is second to none. You won't find any other partner program with the sort of marketing, sales, and training support that you get here at SOS. And at the end of the day, because of the margin that you can make in selling a branded online backup solution. All right, well that concludes the presentation part of today's webinar, but now I'll turn back to all the questions that I've missed. We've got 8 people now who have said they'd like to do a webinar. I'd encourage anybody else who's interested. If you're interested in online backup, I think there's probably three steps that you should take. First is call in and get a mock-up from one of our partner specialists. Second is do a webinar with your customers and see if there is if there is opportunity there. Easiest way to find out is to just go and try it. And then the third thing is get what we call an ROI model done. So talk to one of our partner specialists about it. An ROI model is basically our team will ask you a few questions about your customers and your business, and using some assumptions that we've extracted from our 1,000 partners, they'll then put together an ROI model which will show you the sort of revenue and margin and cash flow that you can expect to make from online backup. So I think that's a really powerful thing for you to use. Now, for those people who want to get off the line and talk to one of our team, the Kindle promotion code, before you go, you need this to enter the draw, is KDX8712. That's Kilo Delta X-Ray 8712. So if you call into the partner line, tell them you're on the webinar today and give them that promotion code, KDX8712. All right, let's turn to the questions we've got here. Tony Miller asks, is there an option to replicate all the data to my local server? Also, the number doesn't work for me. Do you have a direct local number to use? I'll get that for you, Tony. The free call is 877-896-3612, and I'll find out the, I'm ashamed to say I don't know off the top of my head the non-toll-free number, but I'll get that for you. Another question here. I'm interested in a mock-up. Les Jorgensen. Les, just call in and talk to one of our partner specialists and ask them about that, and they'll be able to get you a mock-up organized. Got a question here. I'd like to do a webinar, but my customer speaks only French, so what's the solution for that? Not a problem at all. We've got a couple of French speakers in our partner team. If you call in and in particular ask for Luc Paquin, he can do a webinar for you in French. Luc Paquin is his name. Abdullali. Okay, going back to some other questions that we got earlier. Android, Linux, Mac, I think we covered that. Exchange backup. Do you handle Exchange backup? Absolutely. In fact, we've got talk to our team about CES, Complex Environment Support. We've got a program which is a fully managed Exchange backup where we actually take over the management of the server for you. It only costs $25 a month for the server, which is far cheaper than I think you can probably do it for yourself. And we'll actually do all of the monitoring, all of the management, all of the backup and recovery for that server for you. There's not any other offering out there like it that I'm aware of in the market. It's a truly managed backup solution, and you can then resell that to your customers. So you would sell to your customer an Exchange backup solution for, say, $1,000 a year, and we'd do it for you for $25 a month. Okay, all right. So I want to encourage people to ask as many questions as possible. Tony Miller says, I didn't hear your response to replicating data on a local server. Sorry, Tony, I didn't answer that. You can back up all of the data to your local server using the local backup system, and then you can back up the data to the cloud. So I'm not sure if that's what you mean, but if that's what you mean, then yes, you can do that. Larry Hug asks, how do you manage the backup traffic so it doesn't overwhelm a smaller branch office network? So Larry, the software will do automatic shaping of its traffic, so it auto-detects the bandwidth available on the network and will make sure that it's not hogging bandwidth. We're also going to be building in explicit bandwidth controls for users, but right now we auto-detect traffic patterns and manage the bandwidth within the software itself. Craig Newell asks, how do we do a large restore with limited bandwidth fast? Craig, easiest way would be to use our physical media recovery service. So we can do a recovery for you and FedEx a disk out to you. Robert Osario says, thank you, I'm going to jump off and call a rep. Robert, don't forget the Kendall promotion code KDX8712. Mike McCowan asks, what is the entry-level price point for an SOS partner? What does that include? So Mike, our Easy 500 program is $350 a month and includes everything that I talked about today. Now Easy 250, and includes half a terabyte of space in the cloud. And we've got, as you buy more capacity from us, you get very, very deep discounts. So most of our partners come in and buy a terabyte. Even though they don't have a terabyte need right now, you get a very deep discount if you buy a terabyte from us. Hope that answers that question. Any more pricing questions, please hit me with them and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay. Hal Lee asks, how about reporting and alerts when a customer site is down and not able to back up? Yes, Hal, with our Pulse management system, you get daily email summaries of any problems that are going on in the network. That's with Pulse, which is our management framework. So ask your partner specialist about the Pulse product, and that is sold separately. Unless if you buy a terabyte, it's bundled in. But if you buy less than a terabyte from us, then it's sold separately. It's for $900, so it's not an extreme expense. But again, if you come in at a terabyte, then you would get that bundled in. Tony Miller says, all of my clients' data is in different locations, i.e. 8 different customers, 8 different locations, back up to the cloud. Then all the data, could it be replicated to my server? No. Well, yes, Tony, you could. You could schedule an automatic recovery, so you could recover it down. Our software doesn't. That would be something you would have to set up to do that recovery. But yeah, you could configure it like that. Ross Grover says, what's the price of physical recovery and what is the time for delivery? $150 is the price, Russ, and the time for delivery depends on the amount of data. So if it's a lot of data, it can still take us days to recover it for you. But typically it would be a 48-hour turnaround. All right. Got some feedback on the presentation, and that's something I welcome from anybody. My email address is ken.shaw@sosonlinebackup.com, and I really welcome any feedback you've got on how we can make these presentations better and more interesting and more on point. Okay. Mike McCowan asks, will Pulse integrate with Kaseya for reporting or ConnectWise? Hi, Mike. You can integrate it, so you can integrate Pulse into Kaseya or ConnectWise. We are presenting Pulse as a far better management framework for backup, so we recommend that you use Pulse for managing your backups and your reporting requirements. You could certainly plug Pulse into Kaseya or ConnectWise, but look, our platform's certainly no competition as a generic management solution for those yet, but it will be. So we recommend that you use Pulse. for your reporting and management requirements. Okay. Joe Cram, same question. Do you have a ConnectWise integration? We don't support integrating into ConnectWise, but you can do it yourself. Al Gonzalez says, can I get a copy of the slides? Al, if you call in and ask for access to the Partner Resource Center, then this presentation's in there. Otherwise, then there will be a link sent out to you with a video of the webinar in that link. Craig Newell says, what is the cost of a terabyte? Craig, it depends upon how you want to configure your solution and where and what gets bundled in with it. The list price is $79.90, but there's a lot of options that go into different ways to price that out. For example, if you want to just pay monthly, there's an option for that, versus if you want to buy it all in one payment, you get, again, big discounts. So generally you get discounts if you, depending on the amount of gigs you commit to, and whether or not you've got 12 payments or 6 payments or one payment. Alan Wright says, will there be an archive of this webinar available? Alan, yes, there is. If you go to the Resellers tab on our website and click on webinars, you can see all the webinars we've done. I think for this whole year is archived there. And Tony Miller asks about the direct dial number. Sorry, Tony, but I've got that now. It's 310-878-2626. 310-878-2626. All right, so my last pitch appeal, anybody who wants to have us organize a seminar for your existing customers, type in now and we'll organize that for you. And again, if you can get, I think it's 15 is the threshold, but if you can get 15 customers or more, we'll do a giveaway as well. If you can get, like, for example, we'll give Kindles away if you can get more than 30 customers to a webinar. So depending upon what you can get, we'll put on a free lunch, so to speak, for your customers. Again, we'll do it all in your brand, so it won't be in the SOS brand, it'll be in your brand to your customers. And it's really the best way for you to get a sense of whether or not there's opportunity among your customers there. And with that, we're out of time. So thank you, everybody, for your attendance today. I hope we've answered some questions. If not, feel free to email me. We do these webinars every week on different topics, so love to have you at a webinar again in the future. All right, there's a little poll on screen. Appreciate you just taking that poll before you leave if you can. Kindle code, we've got a couple of people here asking what the Kindle code is. Again, it's KDX8712. And again, my email address is ken.shaw@sosonlinebackup.com if you are interested in emailing me. Terrific. Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for your time, and have a great day.